Wildlife, I've got all kinds of wild deer coming around here a lot. Out in this field here and that field back in there, and come up in the yard. So I enjoy it out here. This is where I drink my coffee in the morning, right here. So
Yeah,
yeah,
like the signs behind you there.
yeah. Come here, come here.
So what year did y'all move out here?
Oh gosh, we're going to subtract 19 years
Okay.
right here. I don't know for sure what year it was, but my wife tells me it's been 19 years. So.
2004, 2005, somewhere in there.
I was working for Chesapeake at the time. I had just hired on with them in Oklahoma, and I was just doing general field work, whatever was needed. And then Chesapeake bought what they call here the Barnett Shale, which
Right.
is a huge gas formation in this area. And the production side of the company was here drilling wells but they didn't have the pipeline infrastructure to take the wells to market. So that was the side that's called the midstream side. That was the side I was working for, midstream side. So they sent me here to lay the pipelines, build the compressor stations, set in the measurement facilities, dehydration facilities, and I was the first one here with Chesapeake on the midstream side.
Okay.
So my office out of Cleveland, and we had a pretty good size office over there. I hired all the employees that went to work for me at that time, and that's when we bought this lot and had the house built here. So we've been here from the start. So.
Right. So you had already been with the company for 30, or you'd have been in the business for 30 years.
Yes, from
when
1970.
you moved here for Chesapeake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I had always been involved or interested in woodworking. My father was a carpenter, and I used to go help him on his jobs. But I was very young, early teenage years, and he kind of got me into it, knowing what a handsaw was and knowing what a hammer and how to use it and all that kind of stuff. So, and then when he passed away, I kind of carried it on as far as doing things around the house. I was kind of the repair guy around the house, helping my mother out. Grew to really enjoy it, and it's been, I'd say, 20 years ago, my wife and I went to, there's probably more than that, more like 30 years ago, my wife and I went to a craft show, or not a craft show, but a junk show, and I saw a lathe, an old Delta wood lathe, made out of cast iron. It was heavy, belt driven, and I paid $400, and I bought that thing and got it home, cleaned it all up, got it working again, and I started turning stuff on it, just simple little round things, you know.
Yeah.
And I kind of grew from there, and then I had the opportunity to buy this jet lathe that I've got out here.
Yeah.
And it was, at that time, it was top of the line. Now they've got them with variable speed on the unit that you can increase the speed from 2 RPMs up to 4,000 RPMs if you want to. So, but I'm very content with the one I've got. So I use it an awful lot. So it's going to be these, like that bowl that I showed you out there with all my kids and grandkids' pictures on it.
Yeah.
I think that was the most challenging and most enjoyable. And it's my wife, that's her favorite bowl too. That's got all of our grandkids, all of our kids, everybody's there. So
Yeah.
the whole family.
And it's a good looking bowl.
Thank you, thank you. Kevin is, as you know, he's the president, and in my opinion, that man has done an outstanding job. He's the one that originally posted something on Facebook about how would anybody be interested in a woodworking club. And there was 6 of us that all responded to him. And we had our first meeting, talked about it, and started getting things going. Dennis Orr's, is it Ott? Ott. His wife was very instrumental in setting up all the paperwork and legal documents and all of that. Don Knudsen, I taught him how to run a lathe. He's got one. He's made a number of bowls. He did mostly epoxy bowls. He made and he made, I don't know how many he made. He made several of them for family, for gifts.
Yeah.
To nieces and nephews and in-laws and what have you. So, and now he's into cutting boards, and he and I have worked those together out here, kind of mentoring each other, you know. I got Susan Thompson, probably next week will come, and she wants to learn how to do segmenting. So she'll be here next week. We've been trying to coordinate our schedules, and it looks like next week's going to work for both of us. I'm a member here, this club, active member in our church, Bible study groups on Wednesday, the Habitat for Humanity on Wednesday morning and Saturday morning. It's just that all that, and then all my hobbies that keeps me busy.
And you enjoy every one of them.
I enjoy every minute of it. I do.
Yeah.
Even the sitting here in the morning and drinking my coffee. So yeah.
So you belong to any other woodworking clubs?
That's it. That is it. Now, when I used to live in Oklahoma, and I was a member of a wood turning group up there at Oklahoma City, but that's it. This is Chisholm Trail has been it. So.
Yeah.
Drum sander. I need a drum sander. I'd like to have a drum sander. Let me put it that way. That's about $2,000 worth of drum sander, though.
So what would you be using that for?
Those segment rings, smoothing off so you can glue them together. That's a difficult process. I use a belt sander and just move it back and forth on there and rotate it as I go. Whereas the drum sander, you just lay it on the belt and it goes through there.
And it gets everything.
Gets everything sanded in one plane. I bought a duplicator from my lathe. In fact, Kevin had asked me to make some table legs, which I did, and I think I did a pretty good job. But if you don't mind tooting your own horn, but originally he gave me the sample, and I bought the duplicator to put that on there so I could make it. It's quite an intricate table legs. And when the duplicator come in, the table legs wouldn't fit on it, so I couldn't use it as a duplicate to duplicate with. So it's out there. My intention, yeah, it was quite expensive too. My intention is to put it back on my lathe and try it again on some smaller stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, that's one that I bought that I probably shouldn't have. The church every year has a auction to send kids to camp, and I was real proud that this year we've set a record. I made a bowl for that auction. It's quite a large. It's quite a large, about 12.5 inches in diameter. Very detailed, segmented bowl. Put it in that auction and sold it for $550 in that auction. The church this year set a record and earned $44,000 from that auction. I've never, well, I used to, when I first started segmenting, they've got a process where they show you how to sketch it out on paper and do all that, but I got to where I just do it. You know, if I see something on YouTube that I like, I'll either take a picture of it and save it for a future project, or I'll go out and start on it right away before I lose that train of thought.
Before you lose the inspiration.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I've turned an awful lot of walnut and cherry, and mostly mesquite. Mesquite, you can turn it, like if you get a green piece of oak or something like that, and you cut it off and you turn it, it's going to warp on you or crack. Mesquite won't do that.
Even if it's green?
Even if it's green, it's really stable wood. So
yeah.
I've made bowls out of mesquite with a real thin edge that you would think, okay, that's going to work. Well, warp because it's so thin, but it does not. It doesn't warp. I don't have any problems with mesquite. The advice I would have is to get with somebody. First you got to figure out what your interests are. That's my beautiful wife right there.
Hello, you must be Lynn.
That's Lynn. That's Lynn. But I would say get with a mentor. Figure out what you want. Find a mentor, and there's a mentor for any type of woodworking you want that's in our club.
Right.
And get with that mentor and spend time with him or her, and then spend time with your tools on your own and perfect that knowledge. Like when I started out, I threw a lot of pieces across the room. I split wood, I broke stuff, but it just takes time, patience, and main thing is get it in your head what you're interested in, and get a mentor and get after it and stay with it.